Okay, so to create your press release, you need to go to triadwebzone.com/VMP. You'll then come to this page and you'll need to click on Get Started. Come down here and I'll just show you, there's a few different examples available here under the press release section. The very last one, it just says please download the example press release here. I'll click on that. And we're going to use this as an example of how to create a press release. Now, as you see in front of you, the press release is based around a company called Van Beek Kids, and I'll just get into a few details as to how this thing was structured. First off, you're going to start with a headline. In this particular press release, it says Van Beek Kids launches the Peekaboo High Chair. Okay, so the company sells high chairs, and that's their title. Subheadline, portion of sales support partner charitable organizations. So that's like an added feature, little subheadline there. So you know the main topic of the press release is that Van Beek Kids launches the Peekaboo High Chair, and then as a subheadline you have what I would call maybe an added treat there. Portion of sales go to charity. Then you're going to start off with the main subject, and every time you start your press release in the main subject area, you're going to say city, state, and full date, then your company name, comma, and then go into your whole spiel on the press release. In this particular instance, they kept the main subject to about 2 paragraphs. That's probably a good length. If you do 1 to 3, that's probably where you would need to stay. The main subject is just going over the Peekaboo High Chair and all the details about the company and so on. Then you have quote from an expert. That expert could be somebody in your company, someone that is a guru in the industry of your product or service, and it's going to stand as a validation piece to the public. So you'll essentially just use a quote from an expert. You might say, hear about Van Beek Kids. You might just say, hey, their high chairs are high quality, safe for kids and so on. And you probably want to keep that to just a paragraph or less. Then you move into About Us, and that's just a quick section. Keep it to a paragraph again, that you can overview your company, where you came from, what you stand for, what your goals are, and so on. That just gets the reader familiar with the company in general rather than the product. So that's a brief overview of how to create a press release. I know it's fairly basic and fairly simple. Each press release is going to be a little bit different, but if you follow this format here, being headline, subheadline, main subject, quote from an expert, and About Us, you'll have a pretty good structured press release to get put out. Now, once you have your press release completed, you're going to want to save it into a Word file, or you can just come down here and it says please click here to upload your press release on the triadwebzone.com/VMP site. You'll click on that. Just give it a second here. It's going to load up a form that you can actually put in your name, email, phone, website, and so on. You'll choose what type of service you're submitting here. It'll ask you, is your press release ready to go out as is, meaning it's ready to be seen by the public, or do you need someone to look it over first? You then can either click on File Upload and upload the Word document with your press release in it, or you can paste it right here in the message section, and then of course fill out the CAPTCHA form here so we know you're not a robot, and press Submit, and we will take care of everything from there. So that's a brief overview of how to create your press release.